and they were like, they would call me their pastor. They'd be like, "You're our pastor." Like, and these were people like some of them didn't really even believe in Jesus, but like they'd be
They're
like,
like,
"Yeah, that's the pastor right there. You're our pastor." So I remember having one specific conversation, like, and again, other people had talked to me about it, and like there were just confirmations through other people, but I was just like, nah, like being a pastor is not it for me. I remember one conversation specifically with my friend Austin, which I'm still friends with. He's also my wrestling friend, and he was like, bro, he was like, you really need to think about like being a pastor. He was like, he was like, you teach people without teaching people, and he was like, you know what you're about, like you stand on your beliefs and your values, and he was like, you would be a really good pastor. And it, I don't know, just hearing it from him, like I was like, something clicked, and I was like, okay, like let me start pursuing this. And I remember having conversations with my dad and about like going into ministry. So I started looking at schools, and yeah, it was probably around that May time. Yeah, it was probably end of April, early May, and I went to go tour. I was going to look at colleges, like what do I need to do? Looked at doing Lee University online. Looked at going to Southwest Theological Seminary, which is in Fort
okay,
Worth.
right,
And I remember I actually took a tour there, and what was cool was like if you did a campus tour, like they actually kind of had a place for you to stay overnight. So I remember like I went there, toured it, and was like, I'm not sure about this. Like maybe because I was still gonna have to finish my undergrad, and
right,
just
right.
like what are my credentials in ministry even look like? Like what is that gonna be like? What am I gonna do? And like still on that ministry journey. And I remember like visiting my dad and mom, and I remember like going to the bookstore, and my dad was like, okay, like let's look at getting you like some pastor, I call them my Jedi manuals, but
Yeah,
like
right.
pastor books, like let me look at that. And so I remember that, and then my dad passed away in January, and I took a month to be with my mom and everything. And then I got connected with people at church that was like, hey, like help out in youth ministry. I was just serving wherever I could. And then like probably the moment to answer your question, this is a long answer. But I remember the first time where I was like, okay, this is what I was made to do. I started in prison ministry. Okay, I started in prison ministry,